Hello everyone! In my Cypher setup video on Fracture, I came up with several ideas to shut down both bomb sites on defense. I presented some one-way cages, surprising tripwires and unexpected spycam positions. But watching one of the best Cypher players in the world playing Fracture, it seems like all of that was way too difficult. Let's take a look at Team Liquid's sentinel player nAts and his approach. Team Liquid has won 7 of their 12 maps in VCT EMEA so far. They played Fracture twice against Team Vitality and Team Heretics, but they might have played it more often if it hadn't been banned by other opponents. The times they got to play Fracture, they won. This is why you can call it one of Liquid's home grounds. And it is certainly one of Cypher's home grounds as well. In all 3 regions of VCT, Fracture is one of the 2 maps where Cypher's pick rate is decent. Last but not least, I don't think there is any need to explain why nAts is one player to learn from how to play Cypher. So, what does nAts do on Fracture? Nothing really special, to be honest. And that is what makes his playstyle interesting. There are basically no fancy setups, but well-prepared plays to help his team the most. For example, nAts makes good use of Cypher's global presence, which is what makes him unique in comparison to all the other sentinels in the game. In both matches versus Vitality and Heretics, we can scout a total of 28 defender rounds and 19 attacker rounds. Besides the pistol rounds, nAts only uses 4 default setups on defense and a total of 5 on attack. I always demand to be unpredictable as Cypher. nAts really is not, but the things he does them successfully. Let's take a look at his defensive strats first. One of his defaults requires a tripwire on stairs and one behind dish, both being attachable before the round starts. nAts plays this setup from sand and waits for his omen to one-way smoke A main. After that he walks through the door and places his cam in A main. From that point, Cypher's utility controls almost all paths to enter both bomb sites. In a similar default, nAts varies the positioning of his tripwires only a bit, but goes aggressive in A main together with Raze and Omen. This play gets triggered by Viper's heavy contact in arcade early. Afterwards, nAts places his cam towards T-spawn. From that point on, you can either back off completely or flank as a group of 3. Another default sees nAts playing closer to dish with 1 trap on stairs and 1 deeper in A main. His cam is placed high on A, so it spots enemies pushing dish earlier than they can see Cypher. There is a similar but more aggressive version of this setup as well. Here nAts places his A main wire closer to site and plays dish aggressively together with Raze. His cam is used in cave to spot bridge almost entirely. After that, both of them retreat. There are 5 different ways to attack for nAts. In almost every one of them he plays on one side of the ropes alone. In the first example he plays on bridge, close to the ropes, while controlling the whole area with his cam. Tripwires on both sides of the map reveal flankers. This is kind of his default setup. The next one requires 2 tripwires in usual spots and a cam towards stairs. nAts likes to play this setup when it is likely that the enemies have an operator, in this instance Kellogg's from Team Heretics. In round 19, we see nAts using a default trap in T-spawn, but an unusually aggressive play towards dish, accompanied by Soulcast on Viper. Here he uses his cam to take and hold space on dish before going back and attack through arcade. Again alone on bridge, nAts goes for standard anti-flank wires and an early jump peek towards dish. When spotting aggressive enemies there, he uses a cyber cage to cut vision and his cam for early info. His main goal is to not die to a push all by himself, which is why he takes the rope later on. The longer the match goes, the more versatile nAts becomes. Deep in overtime, he uses this aggressive setup towards A main. Off of 2 default tripwires, he sets up a deep camp from an early cyber cage to scare away his enemies. Later on, he uses another cage to prevent enemies from taking space in A halls. In pistol rounds, Team Liquid likes to play a little different, at least on defense. nAts plays on B side. In the match versus Team Heretics, he places his cam on the tree to spot stairs and people on the rope. Soulcast and Tower can perfectly use his one-way orb, which converts into First Blood. In the match versus Team Vitality, nAts is alone on B, which is why he goes for early info with his cam towards stairs and afterwards plays very defensively. Notice his tripwire, which is quite uncommon. It probably won't get broken by Raze's Boombot or Fade's Prowlers. The attacking pistol rounds are kind of default though. nAts seeks for early info and map control. One special round can be found in the match versus Team Heretics. When being confronted with the enemy Killjoy's lockdown, Liquid goes for full retake on B side. nAts cam is placed straight on site and won't be touched until the retake starts. His tripwires are deep into Canteen and Gen to at least control the path to CT spawn. But is it all about Cypher here? Can we just copy nAts' playstyle and make it work in solo queue ranked as well? I think it's not that easy. You need to communicate a lot with your mates, and some things his teammates do are really important for the way he can play his agent. For example, Omen's one-way smoke in A main is crucial for his cam play there. There is no instance of nAts playing his spycam there without Redgar smoking it off. The aggressive plays on defense in A main or A dish only work with the support from Safe's Raze. And the cam on the tree above B side enables Soulcast Viper to use the one-way poison cloud in tower. Cypher is and will always be an agent to support the entire team. When you're on your own, nAts playstyle might not be the best option. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to see more pro gamers approaches, let me know about that in the comments below. See you next time!